Thank you so much. At the outset, let me thank Mr. Balasubramaniam and Mr. Kinney for inviting me. I'm used to speaking to the bankers' audience, really who climb Mount Everest through Nepal. You all are from the China route. Okay, I'll try to, it would be my endeavor to really explain to you some of the work that we are doing. All financial transactions ultimately end up in payments. Payments need to be made. And in my 15 minutes interaction with you, I'll touch upon three areas. First area is what are the issues that AMFI has been speaking to us, representing your views. 4 or 5 questions that they have been raising for last 6 months to 1 year. This is first aspect. Second is the way we are dealing with the questions. One is on the mandate management, central, that mandates, how are they processed and the kind of challenges that you are facing. And third is about one payment revolution that has taken place called UPI. So first thing really, let me take up the questions that AMFI has been taking up with NPCI on the issues. And why NPCI? Because NPCI today is the check clearing house of the whole country. Now previously there used to be check clearing house in each city. Now there is a centralized check clearing system for the whole country on a truncation mode, and that is managed by NPCI. This is one. Two, all the ECS mandate which you are aware of, that you mandates that is collected from the SIP investors, and those mandates, they are converted into really using the mandates, the payment files are prepared. Previously that used to be processed by Reserve Bank of India under ECS debit. Now the whole thing is now being managed centrally for the whole country under National Automated Clearing House, and that is managed by NPCI. So these are the two systems that we are managing, very much relevant to all the investing community. One, the check clearing house, the old check clearing house, where all the check clearing process takes place, and the other is the really mandate processing. The issues raised by AMFI, the first thing that really many of the financial advisors who are present over here, and many of the CEOs of the mutual funds present over here, you would have heard about the mandates getting rejected by the bankers to the customers. When the mandates are sent to the bank, and the banks have to certify, record it in their computer system, and also centrally record it at NPCI level. After the banks authorizes the customer, the 10% of the mandates gets rejected for a very simple reason, and the reason is signature differs. Such a big problem. We know the financial advisors would have to go to the customers, get a fresh mandate, re-signed. The mandate would have to be prepared once again. Must be a terrible pain. Something needs to be done. The accusation or some sort of a surmise made by AMFI is, no, the signature should not differ much. The 10% is too high of all the rejections. So must be banks are really not doing proper scrutiny. We sent out people. My colleague is also there. He's there to really support me with facts and figures if there are questions. We sent out our people to 5 banks, and we checked with all the rejected instruments. Actually, the signatures differs. Even I have seen the check issued by me has been returned by my bankers under signature differs. Because sometimes you really sign in a hurry, and if you sign in a hurry, sometimes in your signature, if you normally you do 5 or 6 rounds, if you do just with 1 round, possibly it is taken as really something wrong. So what is the solution for that? Obviously, this solution is something in really doing away with signature itself. Because if a person over a period of, you had given your signature to the bank at one point of time in 1 year, after 10 years, your signature is likely to be different unless you keep on changing the signature with your bank. So now that we have really the technology, how in the technologically, without the signature, mandate verification can be done. And we call it e-mandate. E-mandate has started in a very limited way, and we would like this year to roll out e-mandate in a big way, which I would really explain. The second thing really, AMFI really indicates to us that the bank gives the credit much later. You present the data file is presented by the bank, means on behalf of the mutual funds. They get the credit, but they do not, the mutual fund does not get the credit in time, or the payment processing is not completed. Let me clarify. When this ECS debit used to be processed by Reserve Bank of India in a decentralized manner at about 110 centers, that at that point of time it was T+1. Now we have centralized the whole payment process, and clearing takes place that NACH debit 3 times a day. 7:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning, one clearing, 9:30 to 11 another clearing, 11 to 1 another clearing. And the return takes place for the first one at 11 to 1 o'clock, means by 1 o'clock the bank has a very clear position. Let us give another 1 hour for bank to really finalize. So by end of the day, we legitimately, the sponsor bank or the bank which collects should provide the credit. If there are issues, the matter needs to be taken up. The last 1/3, the clearing which is there at 3 to 5 o'clock, well, I can understand that the banks might say, we are really getting the fate of the check or fate of the ECS is known by 5 o'clock. I should really know the position. By 6 o'clock it is clear, and we give the credit the next day. But for the first 2 settlements where the returns are over, first one by 1 o'clock and second one is by 4 o'clock, legitimately the money should reach on the second day. So it is for AMFI to now to take up with IBA, take up with a really complaint to the banks also as to why they are not crediting. So this is the second issue they have been really raising. And the third thing really is obviously any design and implementation of new systems they would like to be associated. And I must say the AMFI is one of the most active industry body working with us, giving suggestions every now and then, participating in the discussions. So the issues are being taken up. So with this brief background about that, I'll really take up the first presentation on e-mandate. I'll take just quickly 3-4 minutes. Is it presentation? Can it be e-mandate? Really just, Giri, you can really take over. This is the current mandate management system as at present, which is really fraught with really the problems. It takes a good deal of time really, and it takes about 5 days, 5 days to complete the, you be there with me, the 5 days for the TAT. So recording the mandate in the banking system itself takes about 5 days. So it is an improvement over the earlier one, because under ECS credit on a decentralized manner, it used to be presented in a decentralized way. Now it is centralized, all India, and there is a TAT for that, and TAT is T+5. And if it is done within T+5, then the bank gets 5 rupees, your sponsor bank of the mutual funds pays 5 rupees to the customer's bank. Customer's bank get a benefit if they record the mandate within the TAT. Beyond that, they do not get any money. So that is a discouragement for them. Next. This is quite a thing, and this really indicates the month-wise really number of the mandates which gets rejected, and rejection percentage is 24, pretty high, and something needs to be done about it. And including, as I say, out of 24%, 10% itself is on signature differs. Another quite a percentage where there is no signature. Signature has to be verified, there is no signature also, strangely. The next these are the constraints. Obviously, it is manpower intensive, lesser scope for automation, incorrect or incomplete details, quite a high percentage of returns. Next, really. Then this e-mandate. Next. E-mandate is we propose doing the e-mandate in two ways. One through the API, through the internet-based, and another is through the e-sign, which is the Aadhaar authentication mode of e-mandate. So in both the cases, signatures are not required. And you might wonder that the bulk of the investors, normally they themselves do not invest. They really do it on an assisted mode. How would it operate? In fact, this is the time that we should sit down with the AMFI and some of you as to how the flow diagram, that flow that we are working out, how in the assisting modes also it can work. The next. E-mandate through e-sign. Here the UIDI, the biometric authentication is done. The customer walks in, suppose at the investor's place, that kiosk is connected to the bank. All the banks are connected to us. We really get it authenticated from UIDI, get back with the results that get recorded. The digital signature is available and it gets processed. Next is the second form is the online banking, where in online banking, the customer himself does that. And now if it is to be done on an assisted mode and the investor has authorized the distributor to do the job, then possibly the distributor can fill up everything and send an API to the customer, and customer can really from his mobile or from the laptop, the authentication is done by giving the obviously debit card number and the PIN or the OTP, ATM PIN or the OTP, the way any card authentication is done. So next. So and thereafter the detailed process is there. Really just quickly, the process flow is there. This process flow has been designed and it is under discussions. So this is the best time that if we would like to improvise on a distributed model also how it would operate, this is the way it should work. And our expectation is now the e-sign part, Aadhaar part is already implemented with 7 banks. In fact, Syndicate Bank, Punjab National Bank, Oriental Bank, HDFC Bank, Kotak Mahindra, ICICI Bank, and Saraswat Cooperative Bank already operational so far as the Aadhaar-based e-sign is concerned. And the e-mandate part, API-based, it is under discussion. And our timeline is by really middle of July, we are giving the specifications to the banks, and by October, we should get operational. By October also, we plan to really get operational as a part of UPI, which I will really talk about the next. So this is the way, one way that we can do away with the paper verification, paper process mandate verification. That same mandate gets registered electronically. So as we are taking this, now the payment system would be working as an enabler and supporting utility for the mutual fund industry, whereby they can really make use of almost like a part of their system. The next really, obviously the corporate means, when I say corporate, really obviously all the mutual funds that I'm doing. So I'll really finish here, and the next I'll go to the UPI. uh, UPI, there is a video over there. I'll signal a bit later. Let me first talk about you. All of you have heard about, might have heard about Unified Payments Interface, UPI. While sending the money, UPI is a system of real-time sending money or collecting money. Sending money, as you know, you are used to sending money through NEFT, RTGS. You are sending money also used to IMPS. IMPS is a product really run by NPCI on a central platform. On the top of the IMPS, means leveraging the IMPS rails, we have now created a product called UPI. In the UPI, the financial address of the customer, the difference is financial address of the customer is not IFSC code or and account number, long, that 11 alphanumeric IFSC code and account number 10 to 15 digit or 10 to 16 digit number. It is like AP Hota at SBI, almost like a Gmail kind of address. That is my financial address now. Now, a form of UPI is Vim that NPCI has launched at the instance of the government, and even Prime Minister talks about Vim. And in the Vim, the mobile number at UPI itself is the financial address. So financial address has become simpler. Now it is not only sending, this is the first feature. Second feature is not only sending money, collecting money also immediately. You would like to collect money from me, suppose my distributor would like to really collect money, something I will have to fund immediately. Then he can really just really collect, request it can be sent. It will pop up on my mobile, on my smartphone. I'll get an alert that somebody is really asking for money, and who is asking for money, I'll immediately get to know. I'll start the application and just give the PIN, and it is done. So the collecting money is also 24/7. It has become simpler. This UPI has been also developed with the support of India Stack, iSpirit. A lot of APIs have been developed. These APIs are such that it can be usually reusable in the entire industry. It can be modulated, it can be changed, it can be implemented with variety of applications. So almost a new generation payment technology has been put in place. In fact, the former Governor Reserve Bank of India says that this is the best the payment technology in the world as of now. Many people who have visited India, in fact, they are amazed about the kind of technology, that payment technology. It might not be a part of really, because we have not done much of publicity and advertising or awareness programs so far. We are still we have done limited way, but very soon we are with a big budget. The advertisement is coming for general awareness about UPI. So UPI as a payment infrastructure is coming. And in the UPI, as of now, that facility is not there. Now that is coming in the month of October, in fact, that for which we are releasing the specifications by 15th July, and the banks should start working on that. That e-mandate that I talked about, now e-mandate would be part of UPI. So part of the UPI application given by the 50 banks and part of the Vim application. So you would like to really give suppose the distributor would say, your mandate has to be really cleared. You go to the Bhim application or UPI application, create a UPI, you really say, this is the mutual fund, ICICI mutual fund I choose, really this is the really, then I would really, or I go to the website of ICICI Bank website, I will really fill in the details, then I will give it for authentication. Authentication will come to my mobile. I really confirm on the mobile. Then I get the confirmation. And also in the mutual fund website, automatically the confirmation is created. So again, here again, in how it would operated on an assisted mode by the distributor community. That we'll have to really fine tune. We'll have to work, sit down with AMFI, that the process that has been designed and frozen is one who would like to do it himself. But as I really understand, in the industry, quite a significant percentage of investment takes place on an assisted mode. So assisted mode, how it would really work on. So I would really end up by playing a small video of UPI. It is a 2.5 minutes video on the UPI. This UPI, as it is, it does not have the feature of e-mandate. E-mandate feature is coming in UPI 2.0. Now one that is done is UPI 1.0. And in UPI 2.0, the e-mandate feature would be there. With the e-mandate feature, one can really create the mandate for all kinds of EMI payments, SIP payments, and wherever the collection is really is the most important thing. The power to collect money by the corporates. So corporates would have the really handle to collect money on their own. That would be there because it would be a pre-authorized debit. So using that e-mandate on UPI, that same mandate would be used on NACH debit to collect money on the scheduled date. Alternatively, the corporates can straightway really collect it from the real-time basis through the UPI on a bulk pull manner, collect manner. So these are the design thinking which is going on. I believe October is our timeline. Really by the December end at least, really it should stabilize. And the year 2018 would end with a significant adoption of e-mandate to really support the industry like yours. Thank you, and I would like the video to be played on, and thereafter, if time permits, really I can really take a couple of questions. Please.
Welcome to the world of Unified Payments Interface, a world where all your payments are unified and simplified. Be it paying your utility bills, college fees, house rent, or even asking for payments. With UPI, everything is easy and instant and is available 24/7 and 365 days. What's more, UPI comes bundled with all its participating bank apps that gives you freedom to choose the best UPI app. So what is UPI? Is it like an online account or is it like IMPS? Well, we'd say it's the best of both worlds. UPI links your bank account to a virtual payment address. Think of it like your super cool banking pet name, which means you don't have to remember account holder name, long account numbers or IFSC codes. Simply pick a cool VPA and get ready for a cool way to bank. So, what's so unique and special about UPI? Let's start with sending money. With UPI, you can just send money to anyone with a UPI VPA in just a single click. You can collect money too. That means UPI not only lets you make payments but also ask for payments by just using VPA. Merchants can use this feature too. They can use UPI to ask for bills you have scheduled to pay. And as far as your convenience is concerned, UPI also allows you to share your bills. Lastly, we can also pay using the QR code. Now you can make your purchases by scanning a QR code at shops, restaurants, petrol pump, etc. through UPI. How secure is it? It's single-click two-factor authentication, which uses UPI PIN and mobile SIM to all UPI transactions. As secured and trustworthy as your bank transactions. So, what are you waiting for? Download your banking app right now. Pick your unique VPA and make all your payments unified and simplified. And help your sabziwala or auto rickshaw wala to have his own virtual ID to do seamless transactions. Unified Payments Interface, powered by NPCI and member banks.
As far as the pricing of the really collection cost is concerned, in fact, there had been a lot of discussions. It is left to the banks, but as a good practice, we know the banks charge 6 rupees per transactions. We are discussing also for micro payment of less than 1,000. I don't know really in the mutual fund whether there are investments of less than 1,000. which would practically come at zero price, practically, because the prices would be absolutely nothing. But as an industry body for really investment, particularly for collection of insurance premium and many other things, many of the banks, as per my understanding, collection cost is 6 rupees per transactions. But many banks are also offering as a part of the bigger deal that if they the banking arrangement of the mutual funds or the insurance company with the bank, the charges is much lower. There are a couple of companies where it is even zero. So let me not go into that. It is all depends between the insurance company and the bank. But the charges in the entire system is significantly lower. And I believe with this technology is coming, the cost getting cheaper, and it would be a great enabler for industry. With this, I would end, and really, if you would like anything to be, anything,
Yes.
I would really
Hello.
very happy to really take a couple
Hello,
of
sir.
questions. Yes.
My question is that OTM bank mandate which we are taking for SIP transactions,
Yes.
if on that form we get it attested, signed, verified by the bank, after that there would be no signature difference, no?
Should be, but again, why again it would be paper based?
That up to till October or December, whenever you're getting it e-mandate ready.
I
then.
suppose with that interim arrangements, we should be a little, we would not really encourage such an interim arrangement really. But obviously if the industry would like to use it, they can very well use it. Thank you for asking
Okay,
that.
fine.
Yes, sir.
Today, if I issue a check,
Yes.
there is no charge to me. But when we use electronic transactions, why are we charged?
This is an issue which the regulator and the government both are really dealing with. In fact, government has been telling the regulator that really if you can really do something about it. But at the same time, the industry, the way the AMFI and you all are industry, the same way the bankers have also their industry, they indicate that it should be sustainable. So the check clearing system is a very age-old system, has been going on and on. If you start tinkering, there are issues. But now for the checkbook also already first 30 check leaf is free or first 10 check leaf is free. Thereafter they would really start charging. I suppose they have already started charging this thing. But I would agree with you as a person really, I would really tend to agree with you that why should the electronics be so costly. But I would say the whole industry should also be sustainable. If you do it free, possibly they will not invest much. As you know, the banking industry with so much of NPA, they are also struggling. Now recently banks have announced charges for many things. They are struggling to really answer the queries from RTI agencies and several people about the charges. I agree with your sentiment. But at the same time, really, I would really say this much of I have from knowledgeable sources. Government is putting maximum pressure to see that the electronic transactions pricing is as low as possible, but not zero. Yes, sir.
Sir, I had a question.
Yes.
Sir, the security part of it,
Yes.
there are a lot of mainly senior people, citizens, who, they are not comfortable using online. So when you go through with it, you should also create a sort of campaign where you explain exactly what kind of security you have and what is the security they will have when using electronic payment.
It is, well, all the time, I would say electronic payment system is secure enough, or else RBI will not authorize. The audits, before any product is rolled out, so much of audits are done. But at the same time, the customers would have to be educated how they can really make their transactions secure. it is all OTP or password based. If you really tell your password, your user ID and password to somebody, obviously the customer is responsible. If the customer really writes down the password or the pin of the card, debit card, at the back of the debit card, and the card is stolen, you can imagine the person has got the lock and the key both. So a lot of awareness campaign has to be done, and financial literacy is very, very important. You would have seen this year itself in the budget, a lot of the almost quite a significant amount has been budgeted for financial literacy. I was talking with my old friend Sandeep Ghosh, really he is there, on finance, who is doing a lot of work on financial literacy. Lot of literacy work needs to be done in vernacular, in the paper, in the TV, lot of work needs to be done. And for senior citizens, well, obviously we would like the most secure form is the way they can sign the check and it can do. We would not really burden of the remembering lot of things and really making it secure. We should not give if the people are really, if they have difficulties. The same way, in fact, that is why the Aadhaar comes handy. The product e-sign is there. So at the rural areas, if it goes, they don't understand the significance of the password, many of them. In the village itself, there are instances, everybody has got the same password, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this entire village. So everybody's password, everybody knows if the card is gone, it is gone. So it is a process that has to be really gone through. Yes, sir. Yes.
So just an extension of the same question. Is it safe to transact through smartphones, considering the fact that we have given access to so many apps and other media to the smartphone?
Absolutely safe, I would say, provided you take some caution about a lot of messages, alerts keep coming. Don't ignore the alerts. One, your PIN is there, you have secured your PINs, please keep it secure. If you have smartphone, you have so many applications, please create the lock for the automatically within 1 minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever time that you give, automatically it should get locked. You really open the mobile with a lock. If you keep it open, if the application is there, and if you give the password 1234, people will try 1234. Almost, people say almost 7 to 8% of the net banking customers, they use the password 1234. So if you also start using 1234, obviously you are inviting risk. All transactions as per the RBI regulations, every credit or debit to your account, the mobile alerts has to go. For that reason, what is necessary, absolutely necessary, your mobile phone has to be linked with your account, with your bank account. Now this has been really, now banks are really doing on a campaign mode. So every bank account, the way now it has been indicated for Aadhaar for one particular purpose, the same way for every bank account must be tagged with a mobile number. So that will really, these are some of the cautions. Now we are coming out with a mobile, the security framework, under which we are also considering that some of the type of phones, mobile phones, which are rooted devices. That means the security is little less. Some of the banks have already prevented, you cannot load your mobile payment application on the rooted devices. There are good number, 7 to 10% of the mobile phones in the country are rooted devices. Let me not mention the name of the company, but tomorrow really I will be hauled, somebody, the manufacturers will haul me up. But there are 10 to 12, even people are using so much of advertising taking place, endorsed by the big celebrities. Quite a few really type of devices are rooted devices, a little less risky. That is why on the UPI platform, now we have permitted, but we are discussions with RBI as to whether UPI should be disabled from the rooted devices. That also we are working on. So it is absolutely safe. And wherever really it is SMS based or USSD based transactions, RBI has already given a limit of 5,000. The VIM that we have done, the limit is 10,000. UPI, UPI is 1 lakh. IMPS is 2 lakh. So the amount limit has been done. Banks have been asked to really do the frequency and velocity check of the transactions. So lot of analytical fraud risk management work is also going on at the banks level. This is the really kind of assurance that I would like to give. The banks are quite seized with these issues. NPCI is seized with the issues. The RBI is seized with the issue.
So one question for
Yes,
me.
sir.
So
I think we'll just take the remaining questions
just
offline.
Okay.
Because we're just running short of time.
So the last question that you had raised, yes, please, last one.
hello.
Yes.
Hello. Sir, just taking that question a little bit further on the security issue. What happens if a mobile gets compromised? So that's been a very recent issue which happened in Kashmir, where the army personnel had their mobiles compromised.
Okay.
So how would you deal
Number
with
one,
this?
really,
Yeah.
we took up the issue with TRAI. TRAI have, tightened the regulations. First of all, really, if you get a new SIM, if you report the loss of the phone, the same number cannot be given for 6 months. Previously, it was 3 months. If you, if you really report that my SIM has been lost, how do the fraudsters they come? He says, my mobile has been lost, and please activate on the same mobile and give a different SIM, and they take a different SIM. So the SIM kind of thing, for 24 hours, no new really transactions can be initiated, financial transactions can be initiated from the new SIM. And alert sending has been made mandatory for the banks. So the task has been made a little more difficult. But if you say does it totally eliminate? As you know, the fraudsters are always ahead of us. Okay. So possibly we have to be, the risk is really, nobody will say it is 100% safe, but the doing a fraudulent transactions is being made tougher and tougher, including, as I said, rooted device, not to activate, not to permit rooted devices for financial transactions.
Sir,
thank you very much.
Sir, just 1 second. Sir, the rooted devices case which is there,
Yes.
which you were talking about, even if you don't want to disclose over here, would the banks be more cooperative in that areas?
They would be cooperative. We have discussed in the steering committee meeting.
Okay.
They are quite positive about it, and we have written to RBI also, because it should not be seen as discriminatory, because from policy angle also it has to be seen that RBI does not see that we have discriminated on certain sections. So we have given the rationale and explanation as to why we would like to really disable, and RBI has asked some queries like what is the percentage of each of the make, try to do a survey. So we are doing a little confidential survey. We'll submit the data to RBI. On RBI's approval, thereafter we'll disable. Thank you.